the Champagne Cop, Lawbree Graham, Drizzy Fake, the Snitch God, dropped some toilet water last night. Oh my goodness, I'm waking up to the timeline. And here's the craziest part. Some of Drake's biggest eaters are even saying they're disappointed.
Biggest waste of my fucking time of all time. The biggest waste of my goddamn. I can't fake it. I can't fake it. That was ass. I can't fake it. Fake it. I can't. I actually can't fake it. That was so ass.
What are people saying about this?
ICEMAN episode 3 is really bad.
Drake, my brother, I think you're not reading the room here. You just went through one of the most horrifying rap battles of life. I do kind of look at Drake like, bad timing again.
I'm like, God, you know what, y'all? I'm sorry. I was trying to root for this motherfucker, but this bitch is it's the ice on the pussy blood, nigga. This is represent the pussy recovery room, nigga. That's what it looked like, nigga, when he get up off the pussy bed. The damn, oh my gosh, nigga, this shit, wow. Back to me and oh shit, 2 of the niggas left the train. If he come in here and then them 2 leave and it just be him left, that's gonna represent him. This probably how Adonis was
Oh, I didn't know that they all have a cube of ice on their plate. And the reason why it never melted is because I'm getting annoyed.
What's the name of the Aubrey album, White Man? For real? Damn, Champagne Poppy, they say them songs that you just streamed off your new project, White Man, say that shit ain't dope. The comments crazy. And then Kai Cenat, shout out to Kai Cenat. He kept it real. They said Kai said that shit was ass. It's probably A minor.
I like Rick Ross trolling Drake because honestly, Drake brings these things on himself. Like, why would you go on that girl Bobby podcast and try to throw shade to Rick Ross? She was so oblivious, she didn't know that he was trying to say that Ross had fake jewelry, but obviously Ross is going to know. And now that everybody is saying this ICEMAN rollout is so trash, of course Ross is gonna go online and troll him. And honestly, I don't know what Drake is trying to accomplish with this rollout. He needs to go and apologize to Lucian and drop that lawsuit so he can get back on the machine.
It has to exist somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
I hope it does.
I need it to.
I hope. There's no studio that was okay with stopping that. So you can go do this to do that. That's not true. I'm not even letting y'all talk about Drake like that.
Facts.
He ain't that far gone.
No.
But that other shit, that's just a different version of what did I miss to me.
Right. I agree with that.
I don't really need that. I don't need that.
And that's why everybody's killing him. Kai Cenat went nuts. You know, he trashed the whole stream.
Yeah.
He said that stream was like ass, it was a waste of his time. Yeah. Then you had people like Rick Ross come on and clown, making videos about the song and the stream.
People don't like you,
Yeah, I mean, people would use it as an opportunity. If it was fire, people probably would have said nothing, but it was so disappointing, everybody felt like they could jump on.
I've never seen such a dominant artist find themselves in such a make or break position with a album. Like, this album is very make or break, no matter what it sells. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
it's
like, this is, I would think, is a really important release for him, which is probably why he's focusing on the streaming and doing it this way.
Testing the waters.
He got some advanced analytics somewhere that's telling him to do it this way.
And here we have Kai Cenat reacting to Drake's ICEMAN 3 stream, where Drake premiered a slew of songs. He premiered one single, one remix to Somebody Loves Me with Cash Cobain and Party Next Door, a track with Yeet, a couple of freestyles, and a couple instrumentals played that he did not rap on. Kai Cenat reaction to this was, that was a big waste of time and it was ass. There was a lot of hype building for this. I didn't report on it because people feel like I talk about Drake too much. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to let it rock and let the music speak. I'm not giving y'all my reactions to the music yet because I'm watching football. I ain't give it all my full listens. I do have my first listen opinions, but I'll wait till the game's all over and give y'all my actual thoughts when I listen to the full things. You feel me? So y'all can say I'm being fair. However, Kai Cenat heard it and he said that shit was ass. I would also like to say shout out to everybody that joined the Trap House Discord community. We got a lot of people in there already. If you haven't yet, make sure you go join. It's linked in my bio, gang. I appreciate everybody who joined so far, gang. If you have not yet, join the Discord that's linked in my bio. But yeah, Kai feel like it was a waste of time. It was trash. You feel me? How do you guys feel about it?
So what do y'all think about that new episode 3 that Drake just dropped? Honestly, I was a bit underwhelmed. I hope that's not going to be on the album. I hope this is just some type of ploy just to get us talking about it so then he could drop the actual fire shit, right? But I just feel like a lot of the songs, the beats outlived the bars. The beats were way better than the bars. That meaning, if there's such a fire beat, you got to get on there and you got to match the beat. If you not as fire as the beat, bro, I'm not listening to it. I done seen hella posts on my timeline with Drake fans talking about stay on that side. You might as well stay on, like, bro, we're on this side, bro. You don't have to worry about us coming back over there. We weren't even over there in the first place, first of all. You should probably come over here to this side. You know, like the side that actually stands for artistic expression. You know, that side that doesn't sue for diss tracks, regardless of who he's suing.
BBL Drizzy just released his new episode for ICEMAN. Or did I? But anyways, BBL just released a new episode for ICEMAN. BBL Drizzy, listen, the people saying that you need to hire your ghostwriter span, okay? Listen, and you know what? I'm not even gonna be too hard on BBL. Listen, the songs that I like, those instrumentals that you put out when you wasn't rapping, yeah, I like those. I'm not even gonna cap, okay? The whole production sounds better when it's on mute. I had to stop because y'all gonna think I don't like Drake for real. Listen, it's not that I don't like him. Listen, I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Okay, this whole tough guy act, hang it up flat screen. Little snippets, these little drops he been dropping in ICEMAN. Listen, it's giving that Drake rapping like he bored. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta say it. He's rapping like he's just bored with the craft. I keep thinking that he gonna push the red button. Listen, the red button is that court case.
You made an hour-long visual album, and it looks like you took a bunch of clips, typed a prompt into an AI, and had it edit the video for you. It looks like an AI music video. All of this, like, super cinematic, you know, artistic, liminal, you know, like, outreaching, existential shit you're trying to do in the video looks stupid as fuck. It looks like nobody even edited the video. I know you wanted the video to be clear, but like, dog, you could have grained that bitch up. You could have added some filters onto that hoe. You could have really did some shit with this hoe, and you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. You tried to copy some shit that you're not used to doing, and the money must be low. Nobody's working for you right now, because anybody who was working for you that's smart would have said, hey, this shit sucks. This fucking sucks. Don't drop this. Let's do something different. Let's really think.
I don't know how I feel about these Drake tracks he just dropped on this stream. Now, obviously, I personally don't feel like these songs is finna be on the album. I ain't gonna lie. What did I miss? Maybe the only song I think that dropped that could make the album. But everything else, I don't think Drake really gonna put it on his new album. The first song has so much potential. I thought he was finna get in that bag where he rapping. You feel when he just talking to us. He's not even rapping. He just talking a whole run-on sentence. I thought he was finna get in that bag. Then the beat switched, so I'm like, okay. And it was cool, but then the beat switched again, and then I'm like, bro, it's too many beat switches, Drake. It's too many beat switches. I like how you pioneer, like you literally pioneered that. I love it. We all love it. You feel me? But gang, we don't need that. We don't need that right now. We don't need that, Drake. I ain't gonna lie. This is coming from probably your biggest fan. But I like that he's experimenting, though. Even though he always experimenting, regardless of what y'all say. I like the fact that he added like a jerk song. He did like a jerk beat on one of them songs. It wasn't like crazy good or nothing like that. But I like the fact that he experimented and getting his ear into different stuff. I swear, Cash Cobain wrote one Drake song and Drake gave him the keys to the whole catalog. That boy been sampling everything. Have y'all heard the Started From the Bottom sample? Because on the stream, bro, Out played the Somebody Loves Me song with him and Party Next Door. I'm like, bro, Drake done gave the man the whole treasure chest. He done gave Cash Cobain everything. He done gave him the keys.
I'm gonna tell you the real reason behind Drake Iceman 3's hidden messages. Drake is humiliating UMG and Kendrick Lamar with hidden messages throughout the entire episode. And Pinocchio is a key character in this. His role is to show how everyone has lied. The people who Drake believed lied all last year was Kendrick Lamar and CEO of Universal, Lucian Grange. And so some of the lies included that they didn't use bots in order to stream more of Kendrick's music, but it's hard to believe because he's lost so many millions of streams in just the past few months. There's a scene where multiple Pinocchios come together at a dinner table and they're just talking to each other, but this is where they conspired against Drake and they're planning to ruin his public reputation. There's also this scene in a museum where multiple people in suits are looking down on him and you have Pinocchio off to the side. Nicki Minaj warned us that the suits, or people in corporate industries, would turn against you and try to destroy your career if you became too hard to control. And so this represented all of the people in the label and in the media who turned against Drake. But why would his record label try to destroy his career? Drake's last record deal was worth $400 million, and so UMG recouped the money back extremely quickly, and Drake was ready for a new contract with a very high price tag. Now Drake is alleging that UMG conspired with Kendrick Lamar in order to try and devalue him and force him into taking a smaller contract. So in the episode, Pinocchio represents Kendrick Lamar, who is the voice of the Suits. The music in this was phenomenal. He played new songs with Yeet and songs that included Fake Friends and Doghouse, and a remix to Somebody Loves Me with Cash Cobain. I mean, it was absolutely fire. But what message do you think Drake is trying to send us? Because he's obviously trying to tell us something.
So everybody hates Iceman, huh? No, I said, well, maybe 2-3 months ago, that honestly, whatever expectations you have of this project, just throw them away. Because if you are putting the bar so high, then you are ultimately going to either be A, delusional, which Drake fans are just delusional in general, or B, you're going to be insanely disappointed and you're going to call the album terrible. And here's my thing, and I've always thought on this when it comes to Drake albums for the most part, is that people have their expectations way too high, thinking that they're going to get Nothing Was the Same or Take Care again. No, you're just going to get a copycat version of that or a watered down version of that. It's not going to ever be that. And then 3 or 4 years later, everybody's going to realize, oh man, you know, that album's actually pretty good. Case in point, Certified Lover Boy. But here's my thing when it comes to this whole Iceman rollout, is that number one, it's clear that he's trying to do the Easter egg thing, and it's not really working because nobody gives a fuck. But two, it's also just another example of this dude hopping on every single trend and every single culture that he can in one project. We're gonna get a bunch of UK songs on here. We're gonna get some dancehall songs. Oh, cool. Drake hopped on a jerk type beat. Okay, we're gonna get a Yeet song. You can best believe we're gonna get a Tizo touchdown song. Like, I don't want to just be the only one like giving people reality when it comes to Drake, but clearly a lot of y'all need it. Y'all have this expectation that he's going to give y'all a 10 out of 10 classic every time, and that's not the case at all. And unfortunately, Drake fans are just so loud and obnoxious, especially in 2025, that they just make everybody want to hate Drake even more. That's where I just be like, yo, y'all gotta chill. But you know this Iceman thing is bad when you got Kai Cenat, who is a known Drake lover, and academics both openly saying, I ain't gonna lie, gang.
Drake can't rap, candidly at least, in the way that his fans and stans want him to. And I think Iceman episode 3 is starting to confirm a theory that I've had in my head. And I'm open to being wrong. Okay, so Iceman episode 3 came on yesterday, streamed by Drake on YouTube. And it did clash with opening season of football, but it's Drake, so I'm open to keeping that open on one screen while watching the game on the other. But things got a little more frustrating for me because all the build-up that I saw throughout the week did not match exactly what I was watching and listening to. Now, in part, I do want to say that most of that build-up did come from people saying they were, aware of inside information of what Drake would do, and if this is indeed the real red button or the bomb and things like that. But while they were saying that, I thought to myself, at best, maybe this may end up being a timestamp. But I kept thinking about something that someone told me recently, which is Drake's in active litigation. Okay, active litigation in which they are trying to include lyrics from the previous battle to be admitted in court. I'm not quite sure you can run the risk of saying things or being candid about certain things, whether true, false, whatever, or things that you're making up in the music explicitly and running that risk of that being admitted into the court. What I do think is happening, however, here, and it's my job to tell you, give you my HQ theories and what I think to be the truth, is Drake is using visuals more so to get points across, things that he wants to match the story of what's going on in this trial, at least from his and his legal team's perspective. The problem I have with that is at the end of the day, you want to win in a court of law and court of public opinion, but the court of public opinion requires the music. One of Drake's superpowers, I think it's one of, is that he gets the music. He understands the music. He has an ability to do different things with the music, whether it's being lyrical on one end and then making party songs on another end. So when I listen to stuff that I'm seeing on Iceman episode 3, there's about maybe 2 portions. One where he actually raps and sounds like it's going to be the intro to something, but it wasn't truly that candid, right? And I was like, oh, you're going to go there? And he does not go there. Maybe it's a song for later. Then there's another part where there's a very hard-hitting beat. Actually, that beat is played multiple times. And I go, okay, you're going to give us some hard-hitting raps about how the industry, you're going to tell us that. And he does not go there. However, he does go to giving us a lot of the records with Yeet, right? I think it's called Doghouse. That wasn't released, but then he has another record with Cash Cobain, Party Next Door, the remix of Somebody Loves Me. That is what's released. But right now, understanding the pulse of the game is, especially during this litigation and trying to win a court of public opinion, your superpower, your music, and those timestamps, and you being a little more introspective is what's going to work for you. I am on, record of saying that this might be Drake's most introspective project in terms of looking within and what's going on. I don't feel that confident in that statement anymore. And again, I'm open to be wrong. I'm open to this being some type of pump fake. Everyone get out of your feelings. This is what we do here. But I will say, okay, when we look at some of the symbolism, I get it, right? Like I can do you the quote unquote, give you the benefit of the doubt and point it out and talk about it, right? But I also know, as someone that's in the quote unquote TikTok, YouTube front lines, I see what people are saying. Like I get the blood and the legacy when the 4 Pinocchios sit down. I get the room with the sort of, I don't want to call it conglomerate, but that's the right word. I get that this is supposed to be maybe someone you're negotiating with, but I get that, right? And then there's the Pinocchio stand over the Iceman. There's you surrendering yourselves to what looks like now multiple Pinocchios. I get all of those things, but the music has to go along with it, because all this becomes is propaganda to go along with the lawsuit, right? One more visual I'm going to point out here and allude to another fan stand theory is the young lady that's in the room. I remember she was holding the Pinocchio doll. Some people are saying that might represent Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law, right? And the reason they're saying that is because you remember during the plot twist days, there's Sophia Richie Grange. This is Lionel Richie's daughter, now married to Elliot Grange, who's an executive over there at Atlantic. So that's Lucian Grange's son's wife, his daughter-in-law. And, she was the only one being followed by plot twist, right? And if the idea is this is supposed to be the person, or, again, it's this, these are the things that you're trying to tag along, maybe to get people to think a certain way or to see a certain side of the story. If you don't explicitly say it in music or allude to it in music to go along with the visuals, I think there's a clash there. I also would be a little weary, and he doesn't have to be because he's him. Me personally, I would be a little weary the last time I involved, or the last few times I've involved someone's spouse and a woman who, from what I can see, is minding her business, unless it's something I don't know, into conflict. Might be a problem there. I don't know if he's alluding to her being a whistleblower or something like that. Why would she risk her marriage, her family, power, Lionel Richie's daughter, for your behalf? So there's a theory out there. I just have to let you guys know. Seems a little far-fetched. You're putting too much on a goat. It could just be a random woman. Who knows? Next part of that is another theory, which I will talk about again. And some people saying, oh, the reason the episode was like this is because it's some sort of pump fake, right? That was, Justin Bieber dropping and things like the Weeknd's tour dates announced and Lil Baby. Oh, UMG was scared, so they sent out Justin Bieber. The music didn't drop on time at midnight. That sounds like DSP issues. The record is out. First of all, 44 songs Justin Bieber on Swag 2, you're bugging out. But the reality is, again, this is an idea that Not only do you think the music industry only revolves around one person, that's kind of odd. People drop music, there's money to be made. But the next problem I have to tell you guys on all of this, which is why I've kind of started pushing back and changing my tune on certain things, is that at the end of the day, you are trying to tell me that the same label that Drake is dropping music with, he is going to pump fake them, tell them music is coming, but it won't come. But eventually, when the music does come, they're gonna know anyway because they're the ones distributing it. And then you're gonna hold them to a standard to promote the music properly, like things in radio. To get the music ahead of time, it's easier for them to promote it. You guys are peddling a lot of theories around that doesn't make sense right now, and which is also why I've stated to you guys, there are a lot of things that clash here. You go back to the woman stuff, right? If Drake was being set up to get destroyed by the industry, and those allegations were being peddled at him unprovoked, you know what I mean, where he didn't attack someone's family and he wasn't warned twice on 616 in LA and Euphoria, I would be right on the front lines with you. But that happens, and then the Meet the Grams and Not Like Us happens, and then we're here, but then you're in court saying it was a setup, but then you guys are telling me Drake knew ahead of time and Iceman episode 3 is gonna prove it. Well, it's a lot of clashing.
Pinocchio? Where did Pinocchio come from? Who's lying? Who's the liar? This is wild. 2? There's more than one liar? There's 2 liars? And their nose is so long, that means they've been lying. What is going on? Let me find out there's 2 more. I swear to God, I'll be shocked. What is going on? I might faint. I'm telling you, Drake is like a master genius when it comes to foreshadowing and precursors and you know what I'm saying? All of these things. He's so good with it. You put ice on the legacy? What does that mean? What does this mean? Drake, I'm confused. You froze his legacy? Or did he freeze his legacy? What's going on? Shit's getting spooky, I ain't gonna lie. She's getting real spooky, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, whoa. And I still want to know, is that tomato sauce or ketchup?
Thanks for riding the wave. More hits coming soon. Please subscribe, like, and share.